Oh hey there, I hope that you have been doing well. My name is Nduta Wambura, and if you're new to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Put your notifications bell on so that you can get notified every single time I actually post a video on this channel. This channel is about study abroad, life abroad, and I am so happy that you guys have been interacting so well on the comment section, on my social media handles, and telling me that, hey, you know what, I'm going to shoot my shot and apply for that program because I have the tools and I feel much more ready than I was before. So this channel is all about giving you the tools, giving you the resources that you actually need for your next abroad journey, whether that's for study, whether that's to go and work, perhaps maybe travel, and so on and so forth. This video today is definitely about the new structure of Erasmus, and as you may already have heard on this channel, the Erasmus structure has changed since the new funding was rolled out in 2021 all the way to 2027. So a few things have changed which are exciting, and so it's important to know these changes because the application period is going to reopen once again in September all the way to sometime in March. It really depends on the program because some programs open in September for applications, others will open in October, others will open in November, others will actually close their programs in the application period in December, others close in January, others in February, some stretch all the way to March. So not all programs open for application in September. Some will open in October, others in November, and others will close as soon as December, others will close as soon as January, others February, and others in March. So this is a question that you guys have been asking quite a lot. When will the application period begin? When will it end? And so on and so forth. So please be very keen on whichever the program that you actually choose to apply for, because each one of these will have different deadlines, and it's always good to navigate to the timetable of each and every one of those programs so that you can be aware of the set timelines that you need to be on the lookout for. Okay, so this is very important to know. And so we have 2 months, we have July and August, whereby you can begin to actually prepare your documents, your statement of purpose, your CV, you know, perhaps it's your passport. For some, it might be the English language test. So this is the perfect time for you to begin to prepare ahead of time, prepare psychologically, prepare your mind to even go ahead and do that application and do a good application. So what are some of the new changes that you can expect during the next application period? The first one is quite obvious. We now have a new name for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's degrees. The D is actually no longer there, so we have now the new name is EMJM, which means Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's programs. So the D is gone, and this is just to revamp the program and of course to reverberate to the new structure and to the new things that are occurring during this funding period between 2021 and 2027. So you no longer have to say EMJMD, you can say EMJM. Okay, now the other exciting thing is that we have new programs that have already been funded, and we have 27 new programs that have already been added into the catalog. So if you navigate to the catalog, you will notice that we have almost 170 new programs on that catalog, and this means that you have more programs to choose from, and these new programs will begin the application as soon as September in 2022. Some might even begin in 2023 depending on the agreement that they have, so please be on the lookout for that. So you have more options now, more than before, and so there's no reason as to why you should not be applying for Erasmus Joint Masters. Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters programs come in September. Now The other thing that you definitely want to notice is the fact that you can now apply for more than 3 programs. So before, you could only apply for 3 programs, and this rule has now changed. There is no maximum number of programs, scholarship programs for Erasmus that you can actually apply for. So which means that you can apply for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all dependent on whether any one of those programs that you're actually applying for really do resonate with what your background is, what is your experience, what is your paperwork like, and whether you actually fit into those programs. You need to also be very careful here, because as much as you have the freedom to apply for quite a number of the programs, it's very, very crucial that you pay attention to what the program is actually requesting for and whether or not you do qualify in that case. However, if for example you are an engineering person and you find quite a number of programs that are within the engineering field and you can be able to fit in any one of them, say maybe there are 5 of them, you could potentially apply for the 5 of them. Just make sure that you're very careful in each one of those applications so that you're not just duplicating work, duplicating your application rather, to fit into these 5 programs. So you need to actually read through every one of the programs and see, do I qualify? What do they really want? Let me write exactly what is on the requirements section. So the requirements section is very, very good. The eligibility criteria is very good for you to be able to have a guide as to what the program is actually requesting for. So this is a very, very good thing. There's no longer a limit for 3 programs, so you can shoot your shot on quite a number of them so that you have different chances for you to be able to actually get into a program. Now, the other thing is definitely the fact that most of the programs will be very, very, very accommodating for self-sponsored students. So this is another rule that has actually changed, which means that if you want to come and do a self-sponsored program, then you can be able to actually come and do that. And in most of the programs will say that, hey, you know what, we have filled our scholarship list. However, you can still come over and do your studies and you can self-fund yourself. So which means that we will have more people coming in, and since these programs are joint programs, which means that you get to study in different European universities, then you have a very good chance of interacting with the culture here, interacting with what the European structure of education is, and even into the companies and so on and so forth. This is a very good thing that you also need to be on the lookout for, because it's a very, 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 very new thing. Now, Erasmus also has changed the the EMJM structure. We have a new feature which the previous EMJMD versions did not have. So this is the fact that we have greater inclusivity. So the special funding that is going to be rolled out is going to have some sort of financial support that is available to all enrolled students, scholarship holders and non-scholarship holders, and it takes the form of a sort of special needs unit cost that ranges from 3,000 to 60,000 euros and can be used for assistance such as by third persons, and it can also be used for things like travel and transportation costs. So which means that both scholarship and non-scholarship holders will have some sort of assistance, especially for students with needs, physical needs, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments. This would be a very, 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 very good way for them to be able to actually take advantage of Erasmus and have some sort of funding that will help them go along the way as they study their master's degree. So this is also another very positive thing that used not to be there. So please go ahead and check that out. amount, depending of course on the program as well, and you can be able to cite and see whether this is something that is going to work for you or is not going to work for you. Now, the other thing that has actually changed is the fact that the stipend, we cannot talk about a scholarship without talking about the stipend, because now the stipend money has changed. So for the new programs especially, you will notice that it is no longer going to be just the 1,000 euro per month stipend fee, and you will see that most of the programs will now start giving 1,400, and this is actually a change from the previous EMJMD structure of funding. The reason as to why this is happening is to reduce the administrative work, especially for the coordinating universities, and overall this will mean that you know, we used to have things to do with you know, travel allowances, installation costs, stipend money, but now we will only have institutional costs, scholarships, and individual needs. So which means that the 1,400 euro per month will be given regardless of your country of origin. So this will cover your daily living expenses, installation costs, travel costs, and a fee waiver for program costs. So the previous travel allowance and installation cost budget that was used to be allocated to scholarship holders does not exist anymore, but will be included in this increased scholarship amount. So this is actually a little bit of an increase of the amount that used to be there, because it's a little bit 1,200 or 1,300 more. However, this is going to be rolled out in different programs depending on the agreement. For the programs that still had their contracts going on, this might not happen. They might still use the previous structure, but please be on the lookout for this, because this is also another positive thing. The 1,400 euro is supposed to cover your travel, your daily living costs, you know, and for some programs it might be actually covering the visas, you know, the flight from home to your first country of mobility, and so on and so forth. So the other change that will definitely occur is the fact that you will have some unique benefits coming along with the Joint Masters program. So the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters programs will come about with some other unique benefits. What are these unique benefits? So in this case, usually what makes this program so special is the fact that, one, they are actually joint programs, which means that you get to study in different European universities. So that notwithstanding, you will also be in a position to you know, get to have a placement in a company or another organization to gain practical experience. This has already been happening before, but in this case you will have a way to have the right outlook, international outlook, to equip you for your career as practitioners, administrators, researchers, depending on what your field of study is. And again, this is going to be more enhanced because Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters program, so once again, we'll have partners worldwide. So these partners worldwide will be in a position to offer modules in the program, and so far we will have about 357 associate partners offering placements. We also have things to do with additional specialist teaching. We have research opportunities, and we will be in a position to also incorporate other countries that are not within Europe. So this is also another thing that is going to happen in the near future. We will have what we call now as Erasmus Mundus design measures, but I don't want to hurt your head. You really do not have to worry about that, because the Erasmus Mundus design measures will be a lot more related to what a university or an institution can actually apply for to be able to participate participate in Erasmus Mundus programs and be able to also act as coordinating institutions. So we already have some of the universities that have actually applied for this, and they should be incorporated in the near future. So do not be worried when you see that one of the coordinating institutions for your program is actually a university, maybe in Africa, maybe in the US, maybe in the South of America. Really, it is now going to be more open, and this is one of the missions of Erasmus moving forward. So these are some of the changes that you want to look out for. However, it is still the same very, very vibrant program, very dynamic program. And the one thing that I also want to encourage you is to ensure that you can be able to ask the questions. If something is unclear on any one of the websites, what you can do is contact the consortium or the coordinating institution of that program. Ask the question that you really do want to ask, and they will answer you. In case you also would like to ask me any one of the questions, then please shoot your shot and send me that question, and I will definitely be in a position to either answer it or look for someone who can actually answer to their best of knowledge. So these are some of the changes that I wanted to speak about during this period. I also would like to encourage you to browse on the catalog as early as now and cite which programs that you might be interested in. Read and read through all the information that is provided in any one of those program websites, and make sure you digest the information that is required of you, and begin things to do with maybe getting your documents together, getting your transcripts together, your degree certificates together, your statements of purpose together, your CV. Write your CV. Maybe if they require a Europass format, then this is something that you can actually begin doing. The Europass format is usually not mandatory in most cases. However, it is recommended for you to actually have a Europass format for your CV, so you can start doing these things ahead of time, as early as now, such that you're not rushing towards the very end and wondering what to do, because the thing is, usually the deadlines run very fast. Before you know it, they are closing the applications and you're rushing to the very last minute, and then you do a shoddy application, and then you will be crying foul that you never got your scholarship because you submitted an application very hurriedly. So please, if you're listening to this video and you're looking towards applying for that Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters program come 2022 September, then start preparing as early as now. Start getting every single detail as early as now. So I do hope that this video has given a little bit of an overview of what to expect in the new structure of Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters programs. So please go ahead and ask any question that you might want to have on the comment section. Interact with me on my social media handles, and I'll be happy to actually answer you and see you apply for the program. Once again, please do not forget to join in the Facebook community, the Kenyan Facebook community for Erasmus. I will leave the link on the description down below so that you can actually join it, and this is where I share quite a number of things there, a lot of information about application, lots of information about what to expect, and so on and so forth. And you can interact with the others who are like-minded, who are actually also applying for the same program. So please make sure that you join that group and interact with me, post your question there, etc., and so that you can get all the resources and all your questions answered before you actually apply. So I do hope that this video has been good and has been of help to you. Until next time, keep subscribed. Bye.